Suffering is man-made. God created a planet. I mean, for example, just look at our country, Nigeria. If you're a Nigerian, there's nothing we need in this country that we don't have. Nothing. There's no need for suffering in Nigeria at all. Look at our soil. Look at our weather. I mean, right now in America, they are crying for winter, crazy winter. Houses are falling, all kinds of stuff. Fires are burning all over California. Look at our country. Look at our weather. Anything you throw on the ground, even if you don't tend it, it germinates. Look at our oil wells. Look at our diamond mines, our gold mines. Look at our technological capabilities in the country. Then look at our brains as Nigeria. Then look at our resilience. We shouldn't lack anything as a country. So suffering in Nigeria is man-made. It's men that created suffering so other people, some people can be rich and some people can be poor to serve the rich. It's man-made. Class in society is man-made. It's not God. God has created an enabling planet for everybody to do well, but men always want to oppress men. It's the way it is. It's like governments fighting another government. A country will just stand up and hit another country. War has started, and they will say, no, we want to take half of your country, otherwise there will be no peace. I mean, why can't people be contented with what they have? So again, that's the way the world system is designed, and God is not responsible for it.
Global Baba.
When you eventually see the light, please show me. And it's been a problem for some of us who are concerned about our country. This has been the bother. The fact that we are blessed with God-given, or what some of you want to call natural earthly blessings. As a country, everything has been set in place or set in motion for the country to achieve ultimate greatness. I am sure that there is no country, or maybe so that I don't exaggerate, there are very few countries that can contest the level of blessings that God has given to the country. It's so enormous, and it is very visible in all ramifications. Anywhere you turn, the fact that we do never have natural disasters. Someone said that the natural disasters that Nigeria has is bad leadership. That's the only natural disaster that we have, because it became almost natural with us. Everybody that gets to power gets on to become worse than who has left. And then no matter what you try to do, you just get to meet that it is getting badder, if there's anything like that, by the day. Now, look at what rich-Damina has said here in this video. Very classical. The fact that we have got gold mines, we've got diamonds. The oil was even now discovered in some state in the north. That's to tell you how much of widespread blessing the country has gotten. Everything. There is coal, there is bitumen, there is limestone. Is it tourism? Some states, some countries of this world enjoy the benefits of one of the many numerous resources that we have, and that is all that they have in that country. Dubai is achieving so much greatness with tourism that was even man-made itself, that they created. A desert was turned to the number one tourist attraction. I've had friends now living in the UK. I've had friends that are from Antigua, from Bahamas, and I see how much the only thing Maldives, and they say, okay, I've not seen anybody from Maldives, by the way. I've only had people that have visited Maldives, because these guys don't even have population enough, so they are looking for how to attract people to their country. For example, what does basic world powers have? Some of these countries just have, they are putting effort to put in social amenities for people to come. Some of us were discussing a couple of hours ago, and we're saying that the fact that you cannot even build, for example, in some countries like the UK, everything has been built. The worst you can do is to maintain, is to try to tailor to your taste, but you still cannot achieve it, for example. And then they allow people to come in from various countries to come and work in their system, pay taxes, heavy taxes, that they can use to continue to take care of other things that they need to take care of. We've got the population in Nigeria, we've got the resources, we've got everything. Yet, men has made themselves God to ensure that we suffer in the country. And like Damina put it there, which is very critical, which is key to everything he has said, because they want to continually make the poor to worship. Now, your job as a human is to begin to point out who are the people that want to ensure that the poor remain poor so that they can worship them as the rich. That's the first goal. And nothing in this life recent times pains me, so to speak, when I see people who have been in privileged society, people who have traveled around the world, yet they support nuisance, mediocres to get to the political powers and do nonsense, irrespective of the affiliations that they have. That thing pains me. You cannot live in countries like the US, where elections are deemed free, fair, and credible, and then you support the usurping of the will of the people in Nigeria because it benefits you or it alludes to your sentimental greed. You cannot live in the UK, where workers' welfare is taken seriously, at least to an extent, and then you are in a country where the workers are not being paid. They cannot even feed themselves with their minimum wage. You earn £11.44 as minimum wage in the UK for an hour. Then somebody earns 70,000 naira. Yes, I know there are bills to pay in the UK, but is 7,000 naira see a thing to think of currently in Nigeria? Or you clap for it and you say we should celebrate that. And so when you have £10,000, you go to Nigeria to rock and come back to tell us that Nigeria work and Nigeria is sweet. How will Nigeria not be sweet when you have access to? And that's very painful. It is not a new narrative. Nigeria is the sweetest place because you have access to cash. Could you have lived in Nigeria and be able to give that testimony? Now you've been here, now you've raised money. Even if it's £5,000 you take back home, it is so much. You're a big boy. You give a few 10,000, 50,000 to a few boys, and then you come back with Nigeria, the sweetest place, no place like home. Baba, you relocate home. Relocate home. Stop working here and earning foreign currency to go and spend in Nigeria. Relocate home. Let's know there's no place like home. You're able to afford police guard. I saw a guy. Oh God, I forgot. I saw a guy on Instagram, one of the very few strong pro-Nigeria, because you know there are now new generation of pro-Nigerians that never believed in Nigeria. Because their tribal person is in power now, they are now pro-Nigeria. It's unfortunate. And this is the gospel truth. Painful. This is what some of us remember every single day. Travel a few places. Privileged to travel a few places. Travel in Africa and then get into Europe now. And I'm saying, really? No country beats. Even South Africa. As it were in Africa. Been there a few times and I can tell you, what we have in Nigeria is enormous blessing. But people have told God to stay away from the cause of the country. Let them deal with the people. And the people, like Dele Faratimi put it, the oppressors are happy that they are being oppressed. There was a country